it's Hailey, and today I'm going to be doing a subscriber scavenger hunt. I had this video idea like more than a year ago now, and I asked you guys for prompts and then I just never filmed it, and then I asked you guys for prompts again and I never filmed it, but I did luckily save them. So I have prompts from both of those times that I asked, and that's essentially what this video is. So I really like doing scavenger hunts and different like bookish challenges. I think they're a nice change from just the recommendations or talking about some books that I want to read. So I've done quite a few scavenger hunts and things like that in the past, but I thought it would be fun to ask for you guys to come up with the prompts for what books I'm trying to find on my shelf. So I haven't actually looked at these in so long, like not since I actually asked, and that was like literally back in February. So it's definitely been a long time, but I have lots of prompts saved here, so let's dive on into this because I think it's gonna be an interesting experience. I'm not doing a time limit or anything, and if you guys want to also do these prompts, you are more than welcome. I will try to remember to type them out and put them down below. Hopefully it won't reach the character limit for the description box, but we'll see. But the first prompt is a book with a character that looks like you on the cover or described in the book. I constantly get comments from you guys like sending me book covers, or I'll like post a book cover and you guys say that the person on the cover looks like me. I think I just have a generic looking face and that's why, but it happens all the time, like so much so that I at some point want to do a video about all the books that I've been sent where people say I look like the person on the cover, but I know of one for sure, actually two. So Prince Charming by Rachel Hawkins, everyone says that this girl looks like me, but then especially Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins, people say that this looks like me. And like, I don't know, I see it, but like I said, like I think I have a generic face. Like her hair is similar and she also has a square jawline. That's what it is. Like my head is a straight up cube. Like I'm SpongeBob SquarePants 100%. It is just a cube. So it makes sense that like whenever you see someone with a square face, you're like, Hailey, and I'm like, yeah, sure, it's a square, so yes, I see it. I can't really think of any others like off the top of my head right now. I know I have them written down and everything, but this definitely fits that prompt. Next is a book with a main character who would love to have a snake as a pet. That's super interesting. Who would love to have a snake as a pet? That's really hard because I'm terrible at remembering stuff about characters, but okay, so there's probably better options for this, but I feel like I want to go with Spensa from Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I feel like she would enjoy having a pet snake because I mean she already kind of has a little pet there, but I think she would like having a little snake companion. I don't know why. I think because she's kind of snarky, and I picture someone like snarky and doesn't really care, like devil may care attitude, to be the kind of person who would want to have a little pet snake. And for some reason that just makes me think of Spensa, but I really think that there are probably better options out there. Next is a book with a woodland creature on the cover. Actually, I literally was just talking about this book in the last video, so it's right beside me, but The Light Between Worlds by Laura E. Weymouth has a deer on the cover, so that definitely counts. I'll get another one though, because this one was right beside me, so that feels kind of like cheating. I'm pretty sure one of these books has a woodland creature on the cover. Watch, it's not going to, and I'm gonna regret this. Oh, I think the book that I was thinking of is actually downstairs with my other books. Dang it. Okay, I will just go with this one. So I'm going to go with Furthermore by Tahara Mafi, which has a fox on the cover, which when I was doing the Do I Have That Other Book challenge, one of the prompts was to find a book with a fox in it or on the cover, and a lot of you guys commented about this one, and I had completely forgotten about it, but yes, it does have a fox. The first book that I had been thinking of was Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. I'm pretty sure has a deer on the cover, but I could just be getting it mixed up with something else. Next is a book which the title contains all the vowels, so A, E, I, O, U. That's really hard. Okay, I shall be back. A, E, I, O. Dang it, there's no U. I feel like U is gonna be the hardest one. Oh, maybe this one though. U, E, I. No, there's no A. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. E, U, I, O, wait, okay. I need to do them in order. A, E, I, O, U, yay! That was not nearly as bad as I was expecting it to be. So The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon has, okay, let's do it in order. A, E, E-I-O-U. So how's all the vowels? I honestly thought that one was going to take me forever, but thankfully it wasn't that bad. Actually, this book could count too, so it really isn't that hard. Now That I Found You by Christina Forrest has where's the A-E-I-O-U. So really that is not that difficult. You just have to find a kind of long title. So next is a book that the cover matches the color scheme you're wearing that day. So I am wearing black and white, obviously, so that shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. Okay, so that was actually kind of a little bit harder than I expected, to be honest, but I have here Looking for Alaska by John Green, which is mostly black and white, and then Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Hing Wen, which kind of has some purple to it, but I feel like black and white, it fits it. Okay, so next is a book with a book on the cover. I'm actually thinking of Book of 1,000 Days by Shannon Hale. I know the old cover is like a girl with a book behind her back, but I don't think there's a book on the new cover. But actually, I think that I know one. Oh, it doesn't actually. So I thought that Hazelwood by Melissa Albert had a book on the cover, but it doesn't. Maybe the sequel does? There's a lot of books that I thought had books on the cover, but they don't. Yeah, Book of 1,000 Days, the new cover does not have a book on it. Dang it. Oh, okay. Yes, it does. So the sequel for the Hazelwood, The Night Country by Melissa Albert, has a book on the cover. It has a book at the bottom right there. I feel like the ones that I think are going to be hard have ended up being easy, but the ones that I think are going to be easy end up being kind of difficult. So this has been very interesting, but I love the prompts that you guys came up with. Oh, I also totally could have gone with The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord, which has books all over the place because it has bookshelves on it. Okay, so next is a book with a little picture on the spine. I have quite a few of those. I know for sure, yeah, so the Hazelwood by Melissa Albert has a bunch of pictures on it, but I'm going to go with something different for that one. I'm going to go with this one actually because it's one of the most striking things about this book, but Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan has this little picture on the spine. I kind of hate it, to be honest. At first I thought it was the author, but it's not. I think it's supposed to be the main character, but I feel like the spine is really pretty apart from that picture. It just kind of, I don't know, I don't really enjoy it that much. I'm standing way closer to the camera than I usually do, but I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's definitely like a defining feature of the book. It always sticks out to me. That prompt is super easy though, because like I can see all the spines and a lot of them have little pictures on it, and I actually like that. I feel like it adds to the spine. Normally I like it at least. Next is a book with a ribbon marker. Why am I thinking of them right away? Usually this takes me longer, so really I could go to my Alice shelf and I would have many options, but I'm going to go with Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs. This has a little ribbon bookmark because it's kind of like a, I don't know, it's like a book of fairy tales, so I feel like books like that generally have a ribbon bookmark. Like I'm pretty sure Leigh Bardugo's also has a ribbon bookmark, The Language of Thorns. I can't remember, but this one definitely does. Well, The Language of Thorns actually doesn't have a ribbon bookmark in it. Huh, I totally thought it did. I lied. Next is a book by an author that you've met before. So I have a few, but I shall go with The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I had the pleasure of meeting Angie Thomas. Have I met her twice? Yes, I did meet her twice, because the first time that I met her, it was very embarrassing because she was like, I'm sorry for naming the racist character Hailey, and I didn't really hear her, and I was like, yeah, and I felt very uncomfortable and awkward, but that is as per usual. But then the second time I met her, I explained the whole thing, even though she totally didn't remember, but she's super, super nice. This book is amazing, and it was really great meeting her too. She is a fantastic author, and yeah, I was very lucky to have met her both those times. Oh, this one is really hard. I don't know if I'll be able to do this one, but it is a book with a title that rhymes with your username. So, does Wonderland rhyme with Bookland? Yeah, that was the dumbest thing that I've ever said in my life. So I could go with Alice in Wonderland, but I'll try and find something kind of different. I'm just gonna go with Alice in Wonderland, which doesn't really rhyme because like Hailey doesn't rhyme with Alice, but I'm not gonna be able to find anything, and that's my answer. Next is a book with a title that includes all the letters of your first name. Ooh, that one's kind of hard too. So we need Hailey. Actually, Now That I Found You, which I was talking about earlier, has all of them except for the L. So if it had the L, I would use that one again, but dang it. Yay! Okay, so I knew that I had to find a really long title, so one of the longest titles on my shelf is 13 Doorways and Wolves Behind Them All. Actually, there's no and there, but 13 Doorways, Wolves Behind Them All. So we have L-E, where's E? E-Y. So yeah, it does have all the letters. It was just really hard for me to find them just then. Next is a book that was published the year you were born or decade. So we're looking for something published in the 1990s. I was born in 1995. I kind of feel like I want to cheat and do something that's set in the 1990s because I don't think I really have anything on my shelves that was written in the 90s. I might have something downstairs, but I'm probably just gonna cheat. I will actually check first because maybe the Shannon Hale books that I have, but I think they came out in the early 2000s. Yeah, so The Goose Girl originally came out in 2003 and Book of a Thousand Days originally came out in 2007. So I do have stuff that like came out in the 90s probably, but it's just downstairs. I also do for sure have books that are older than that. I mean, I could go with, I'm sure one of the editions of Alice that I have came out then, but I'm going to go with The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed, which came out in 2020, but it is set in 1992. So that is set in the 90s, not quite 95, but it fits the decade, so it's a way of answering the question that is not what the question is, but I'm going with it. Next is a book with illustrations in every chapter. So I'm going to take that as like chapter headers that are illustrated, which I love when books do that. Ooh, I thought of one. Oh, I just ripped it. That's tragic. So my copy is downstairs, but I believe that this one probably has it too. Yeah, so The Wicked King has illustrations over every chapter. I'm gonna see if I can find one though where the illustrations are different over every chapter, because these ones are the same, but how pretty. So upon further inspection, that's actually the best that I can do, so we're gonna roll with it. Next is a book that has someone showing strong emotion on the cover. For example, shock, rage, delight, or disgust. The one book that I think of is one that I don't own, but A Little Life. I can't think of the author right now, but that one is like one of the books that I look at the cover and it has such a poignant emotion to it, and I can't really think of any that I might have, but let's see. I feel like on most of the covers that I have, the like cover model or whatever, even if it's just illustrated, they just look indifferent. There's not really like a facial expression. So I feel like this is the best I can do for this one. So Little and Lion by Brandy Colbert. I feel like both of these characters look angry or unhappy. Everyone else on my shelves just kind of looks very like placid. There's not really much going on there. Next is a book that spine and front cover colors don't match. So there are many options for this one actually. So for some reason a lot of the books in my red section do this. I noticed when I went to go and grab this one, which is Fountains of Silence by Rudis Petty. So the spine is red, but the cover is like this yellowy color, and there were a lot of books beside it that do it. Like the first one that I thought of was The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, but I went to go and grab these ones first actually. So Maybe This Time by Casey West, which has a very purple spine. It's really pretty, but the cover is mostly green. And then I also grabbed House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig, which has a dark purple spine, but the cover of it is this turquoise, like oceany color. But like I said, there are a lot of options for that. Next is a book with fruit on the cover, and there's like only one option for this, and I definitely know that's what I was thinking of when I screenshotted this one. So I love this book, so I'm not even mad about it, but it is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo, which has fruit all over it, like literally all over it. I'm sure there's another book with fruit on the cover. This is just definitely the first one that comes to mind, especially because look at all the fruit underneath. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I am obsessed with it, and it's also a really good read. Next is a book with every color of the rainbow somewhere on the cover. I don't know that I really have one, because I feel like that doesn't happen a lot. I will try, ooh, actually, I think this one might be as close as I'm going to get, but Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyung has pink, yellow, and green, but it definitely looks like a rainbow. I will try and find something else though. Or maybe this one actually, yeah, for sure. So I was trying to find an LGBTQ book because obviously rainbow, but I couldn't find any. So, I mean, obviously I could find some, but like I couldn't find any with all the colors of the rainbow on it. However, this one I think we are going to do well with. So we've got blue, like kind of an indigo, purple, red, orange. What are the other colors? Yellow and green. What struggles, yeah. So this definitely has all the colors of the rainbow on it somewhere. And the book is Cure for the Common Universe by Christian McKay Heidegger, by the way, because I didn't say that. Okay, so next is a book that reminds you of Charlie. He's actually here. I've been dodging him because he's literally right here. Like, I don't know why. Of all the places the little man has decided to sit, that is where he chose. But he's sleepy right now and I'm trying to get him to nap in his bed. So what book reminds me of Charlie? Oh, it has to be a long book, I feel like. Because as you guys know, he is a long boy. I'm gonna put him to bed though because he's exhausted. Actually, I do have an answer for this one. Do I still have this book? Yes, I do. Okay, So, a book that reminds me of Charlie, I'm going to go with Geekarella by Ashley Poston because there is a wiener dog in this book and he is right there on the cover. But I was going to go with like a long book, like a long skinny book, because that just makes me think of him, but I feel like this is a better option. Next is a book with sprayed edges that are more than one color. I know exactly what book I was thinking of for this one, but it's downstairs, so I will just take a little video on my phone of it. But my copy, are the edges like this? Maybe the edges aren't like this. No, they definitely aren't. Okay, well, I was thinking of my UK copy of Warcross by Marie Lu, which is rainbow under the dust jacket, but for some reason I thought the edges were rainbow, but I don't think I actually have anything with edges that are more than one color. Maybe this one. Okay, yeah, so Finale by Stephanie Garber, the final book in the Caraval series, has black and not color here because it's just sprayed to be like the card suit, so that might be cheating, but oh well. Next is a book with seasonal element on the cover, so rain, sun, leaves, flowers, snow. We have options. There are definitely some books that come to mind right away, like this for sure has flowers on it, but I'm going to go with this one even though it is a book that like I talk about, I don't know, not fairly frequently, but I have mentioned it before. I'm trying to like pick some books that I don't talk about as often for these videos, but this has snow on it and it's like actual snowflakes. So The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. One of my other options was literally anything from the Snow Like Ashes trilogy by Sarah Roche because it all has like seasonal elements to it and divided because the whole concept of it is the kingdoms are based on the seasons. So obviously that makes sense. Next is a book with a crown on the cover. There are definitely so many. First one that comes to mind though, let's go with Three Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake because it has 3 crowns, so triple answer combo. I don't know what just happened to me. Next is a book with a character named Charlie. I know, isn't that the main character's name in Perks of Being Wallflower? I honestly have the worst memory, and especially when it comes to characters and their names, so this is going to be kind of difficult. I feel like I may have read something recently too where one of the characters was named Charlie. Please hold, I'm going to look. Oh, I know what I was thinking of. Okay, so I don't own a copy, but Heartstopper by Alice Oseman is about Nick and Charlie, so there we go. This one has a character named Jackson, so we can talk about Jackson. That works. I really can't find anything that I own that has Charlie in it. Well, I tried. Moving on. A book with a cat on the cover. I just got one recently, actually, and that is The Other Side of the Sky by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. Has a cat right there, but I also recently read Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, which has a cat in it and on the cover, but this is the one that was most accessible to me. There's also the new Bromance Book Club book that's coming out. I can't remember when it's coming out. I'm pretty sure it's soon. Not sure in terms of when this video is coming out, but that has like a big cat on the cover, so that one would definitely count. And finally is a book with a design under the dust jacket. I love when books have designs under the dust jacket, and I have a few here, so let's pick one. I did recently show her other book, but all of Elizabeth Acevedo's books have designs under the dust jacket, which I am such a big fan of. So With the Fire on High is also by her and has one, and Warcross, which I was talking about, has one, and I can't really think of anything else, but I felt like this one was appropriate because it's like a big design. Like I'm currently almost finished with Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas, and that has this little design which is really pretty, but I wanted to go with a big design. There is an edition of this though that has a really beautiful design that matches the cover on here. It's just not the edition that I have. I think it might be a Target exclusive or something, which is tragic, but yeah. Okay, so that was the subscriber scavenger hunt. That took a lot longer than I was expecting, but it was really fun. I honestly love doing videos like this, and I hope you guys like watching them. I love doing the different challenges, and it gives me the opportunity to switch things up a little bit and talk about some books that I don't necessarily get to talk about that often. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any more ideas for kind of videos like this, please leave them down below because I would definitely love to do more in the future. But thank you to everyone who sent me prompts. If I'm going to do this again, then I will ask for them on Instagram. I don't really use Twitter anymore, but you can follow me on Instagram. It's just at Hailey in Bookland. It's also linked down below for you guys if you want to partake in any of these challenge things. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video soon. Bye!